The conversation starts here with expert guests from around the Emirates. Daybreak with Vivek Sanil and Muriel Desar. Talk 100.3.
Good morning and welcome to Daybreak with Vivek Sanil and myself, Muriel Desar. And currently we are going to be in conversation with Mr. Rahul, who is the Chief Product Officer at InsuranceMarket.ae. And we will be talking about embedded insurance. Do you have an idea, Vivek, what embedded
That's why we have Mr. Rahul in our studios.
Welcome, Rahul, to the show.
Hi, good morning. Welcome. Thank you for having me here.
You're more than welcome. Now, please talk to us about what is embedded insurance.
Well, in a nutshell, or to make it very simple, what is embedded insurance? Well, let me start with an example. So when you buy flight tickets, of course, everyone does that. You know, quite a lot. There's holidays upcoming. So when you buy your flight tickets, you'll always see an option there that, you know, your airlines is offering you something to purchase travel insurance, for example. So that is a way of placing an insurance product during your journey of actually purchasing flight tickets. Now, it's definitely up to you whether you select that option because it's part of the journey and you complete a transaction with the airlines. At the same time, you've also gone ahead and secured yourself with the travel insurance.
But it looks like it's काफी mandatory है ये insurance. जब भी आप ticket लेते हो, you don't want to miss out on that, right?
Of course, because of the benefit it offers. And if you see the key talking points.
Yes, so what does it cover?
It covers things like delayed baggage. It covers things like damaged baggage. It covers things like if your flights are delayed, you know, you can get a temporary accommodation for it. It can cover for any other unexpected expenses. And in general, what travel insurance does, you know, you can get emergency medical cover when you're traveling, so on and so forth. So there are key facts that you do get with this product, and that's at the journey of you know, purchasing the ticket.
So it's called travel insurance.
It is travel insurance, but it's embedded with your entire experience of buying the flight ticket.
And people don't realize why they are ticking the box, right? I mean, they just think because karna hai to kar lete. But the kind of benefits that you get with it, like you're mentioning, is amazing.
But it's only during the flight time, right? It's not afterwards.
It's for your entire travel duration.
Travel duration.
Yes. So travel insurance, in fact, when you buy it, of course, many people will want to buy a flight ticket with a return.
Right.
With a return ticket, because that kind of saves you overall more money. Unless you want to go to a aggregator website and select two different flights. Even on aggregator websites, you do see this option there. So that's how it kind of gets embedded, or it's a part of that entire journey. So that's technically what embedded insurance is. It's always been there.
Right.
You know, we've never really looked at the obvious, but it's right there in front of you. And it's always been there around. So today, the reason why we're talking about it is because there's always been a notion or a requirement where maybe you buy a policy and you want something extra. You want something to be added on. You know, and that's not possible because sometimes insurers have a standard package. But what if I wanted to go ahead and get something more, something extra to it? How do I get that? That is what will, you know, embedded insurance add to.
Nice.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, when you're talking about embedded insurance, and for example, I am traveling, you know, thank God, I wish I travel. But if I do, and I've happened to miss my flights, or there is a problem with, you know, will the insurance
That is your problem.
No, not miss. Not miss my flights. I will rephrase that line. I mean, if there is a delay from the airline side, and like you said, you know, they put you up in hotels or give you accommodation. How can people actually get in touch with the insurance company? I mean, where do they go once there is a problem?
Where there's a problem, if you've purchased the policy, of course, you just got to contact the toll-free number for the insurer and tell them that, you know, you have this policy purchase and during this time you experience delays and this is what you had paid for out of your pocket. And if your policy covers it, then you'll be reimbursed for that accordingly.
So a lot of holiday packages itself come with these, you know, insurances. So do those packages also have similar amount of benefits as well, or is it different?
It differs from insurer to insurer.
Okay.
And also, you know, this आपने एक example दिया about airlines. Are there any other, you know, industries where this is applied?
Oh, yes, of course. So sometimes when you're purchasing a car, you may go ahead and get, it's not exactly insurance, but you may get something like an added benefit. Like I recently bought a second-hand car.
Right.
And with that, I got an option for a small minimal amount, add extended warranty to my vehicle.
Right.
Yeah. So that is the embedded insurance.
Now this reminds me कि जब हम electronics लेने जाते हैं
जी.
तो वो कहते हैं कि 1 year warranty or 2 year warranty. This has been happening since a long time.
A long time, but it's not insurance as such. Warranty is like the product features and benefits, but
Right.
insurance can come up over there too. Like maybe you get a protection for buying a phone and you get a one-time screen replacement.
Correct.
Right.
Correct. Yeah.
So how can I receive or purchase it? I mean, if I want to do it and it's not part of, me buying an airline ticket or another product, how do I purchase it?
If you want to purchase it, typically today we go to different aggregator websites, we go to different insurance platforms, we go to the insurer platforms itself, and you can always browse through their catalog of products available and then purchase it separately too. So
Right.
it's the only difference being in that journey when you do it as a standalone, you have to enter some more information, give it context, and then accordingly choose your product. But
Right.
when you're having it as part of a journey in an e-cart way, then you kind of already have the information's already there. This is just like, okay, I'm just plugging this in or adding this to whatever I want to purchase. Yeah, it's very convenient for the user.
But also a lot of embassies also, I think, जब आप visa के लिए apply करते हो, they ask for it, right?
Travel insurance, yes.
And why is that they ask for it?
No, that's because they want to ensure that when you're traveling to a location, that you're covered. If there's any medical emergency or something, it's not that you are left stranded out there. You have some kind of cover that will help you in those scenarios.
So it becomes mandatory in those cases, right?
Yes.
Interesting, yeah.
Which is very interesting. I mean, I didn't realize, and now coming to think of it, invariably you still purchase the insurance,
Exactly.
not knowing. The problem is not that you're purchasing. The problem is you don't know what to do after you've purchased it.
Exactly.
That is the main concern.
It's
Because-
easy. वहाँ पे number होता है, आपको phone करना
Yeah, but
होता है.
at that,
And
when
InsuranceMarket.ae.
No, which is
जो
amazing.
advisors
Yeah.
हैं, they'll help you out like how?
110%. But when you're in that zone, it does nothing really clicks you. I mean, you're just thinking you're running over the place, and here, you have him coming in and telling you that this is the way forward.
Yeah.
So the way forward is to give you guys a call on your hotline number,
Yeah.
InsuranceMarket.ae, and then you take it on from there.
Yeah, we can take it on from there. And it's not only that, we are also exploring different options. And there are lots of new products and new types of micro products upcoming as well. So
And why
it's
do
going to
you
be
think
expanded.
this is important? Embedded insurance की हम बात कर रहे हैं, ये तो हमने एक term लिया है.
जी.
Travel insurance या जब आप travel कर रहे हो, specially क्यों इतना ज़रूरी है ये?
क्योंकि you may never know, life is uncertain. Last year, 3 साल पहले COVID हुआ था, किसी को कुछ idea नहीं था कि
Lot of
कब
people
क्या
got
होगा.
stuck, yeah.
And a lot of people who purchased travel insurance reaped the benefits, got a lot of benefits out of it.
Right.
Because wherever they were stranded,
Correct.
and because it was a worldwide emergency, a lot of those travel insurances that people purchased helped them.
Right.
Stay up wherever they were, be held up in whatever hotel, whatever country they were in. So technically speaking, if anything uncertain happens, you can always have a peace of mind knowing that you have a policy with you.
Right. And I think that's so important.
That's very important. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, how is this different from the other insurances, or is
It's
this
a very short time insurance.
Yeah.
It's not time sensitive.
Travel
है ना ये?
time sensitive. Travel you can say is time sensitive. वो time sensitive हो जाती है. Or when you come to other micro products, other insurances or policies that are there, which are embedded into your main policy that's there. I'll give you a simple example. अगर आप मोटे इंश्योरेंस लेते हो, तो उसके साथ साथ आपको स्टैंडर्ड कवर्स मिलते हैं. पहले earlier, insurance companies used to add on or ask you if you wanted to add a personal accident benefit.
Right.
But because we realized the value of it, we realized the importance of it, a lot of top insurers kind of added it as part of the package already. So you don't have to pay separately for it as you should do earlier. Now it's already embedded into it. But today we know that, the people want to have something more maybe. Maybe I want to cover some expensive accessories I put on my vehicle. For that matter.
Correct,
but your standard insurance will not go ahead and cover that. They'll cover the standard specifications of your car. So, there could be a possibility where, there is a product available where you can go ahead and also insure the other accessories or anything that you have on your vehicle.
जैसे आपने स्टीयरिंग अगर गोल्ड प्लेटेड बना दिया हो, समथिंग लाइक दैट, जो प्रेस्टिजियस हो. But also, इंश्योरेंस जब आप लेते हो फॉर कार, normally तो वो cover करता है the valuables inside, or it doesn't cover?
It is covered under a certain cover called personal belongings, but that's again limited to certain set limits.
Correct.
and it'll cover like mostly the standard fittings that's there in the car or any of your belongings that are there. But let's say that you have value of belongings in the vehicle that exceed that limit, then what? Then you will always want to have that little extra. That's how these embedded products can help.
And quite strange as well, Muriel, sorry, एक टाइम होता था जब मेरी गाड़ी में ना वो जो एंटेना होता था ना वो गायब हो जाता था, and I used to wonder why, and I would think कि why would anyone take it out also? उसके लिए भी इंश्योर कर सकते हैं
जी, anything theft के अंदर हो सकता है, कवर देख सकते हैं.
So are there any any challenges when people buy this kind of insurance? I mean, is there something that they need to be wary of when purchasing the embedded insurance?
Of course, one of the most important things being is that when we purchase insurance, it's not that we should purchase it with the idea that we have to make a claim on it, or we need to claim on this if something happened by themselves. You should always buy it with the vision that yes, if ever there's a situation where something uncertain happened, then I can go ahead and claim for it. I can go ahead and get covered for it.
Right. So in addition, embedded insurance in addition to health insurance, if I'm traveling abroad, would both of them could be combined together in to reap the benefits, right? If I'm stuck in a situation.
Correct.
Right. So travel insurance बहुत लोग नहीं लेते ये सोच के कि उनके पास already health insurance है, उनके पास already medical insurance है, life insurance है. So ये differentiation अगर आप थोड़ा वापस
जी ज़रूर. Medical insurance जो होता है, most of the insurers out here, many of our insurances that we have are technically limited to this region. Very few covers are there which can be a worldwide cover that's there. But again, when it's worldwide cover, there are conditions to under what circumstances you can claim for it. वो समझना ज़रूरी है. That's very important to understand. When we buy travel insurance, because you are traveling in that time period, the travel insurance will cover you for certain conditions in that time period if you ever happen to face these uncertain scenarios. For example, people go to the Europe in winters and all for a ski resort holiday or something like that, and they want to go ahead and take part in a skiing activity or a skateboarding activity. And we all know what recently happened to Mr. Michael Schumacher, right? So he had a very bad ski accident. And of course, something really bad has happened, but because he had an insurance policy that kind of helped him and his family, deal with it and take care of it later and recover. So similarly, people may ask for certain things like these, like I want to have an additional benefit, like for something to do against a skiing accident.
Right, an adventure sport is something.
Adventure sport,
So Rahul, आपके लिए सवाल आया है मोहम्मद शफीक का. वो पूछ रहे हैं कि my family is coming to the UAE on visit visa. How can I get insurance for them? उनका visa duration 3 महीने का है.
If they are coming through on a tourist visa, then of course they can apply for a travel insurance.
Okay.
That is for clients who are coming to the UAE. Okay. So yes, there is a possibility for him to purchase a travel insurance.
From airline से ही बोल रहे हैं आप कि
airlines भी offer करते हैं जब आप ticket booking करते हो, या आप यहाँ के websites पे भी देख सकते हो.
Maybe he's asking कि उनका जो stay होगा यहाँ पे, तब वो insurance अगर उन्हें चाहिए तो is there a possibility? No, actually at the moment, travel insurance for clients or people who are coming here on a tourist visa, typically we have to buy it before your journey. Right. But of course, we can have a word with the insurers, or we can have a word with them. InsuranceMarket.com पे आप contact कर सकते for more. Best insurance in Dubai with yearly. Life insurance, इनको जानना है. Sky का message है, the best life insurance according to him with yearly payback. अच्छा. ये कहाँ मिलेगा आपको?
ये हमें देखना पड़ेगा हर एक इंश्योरेंस के साथ, अगर ऐसा कोई ऑप्शन है या whatever suits him best or whatever comes close to what he's requiring or what he's looking out for.
Absolutely. But we're talking about insurance now. We're talking about embedded insurance. Could you put some more light on this subject, and why is it important more so right now for us to opt for these kind of insurances when the pay is just bare minimum?
Well, why is it important is because if we are going ahead and looking at the values or the premiums that you're about to pay, they are very, very small or micro amounts in a way compared to the actual cover you're getting. Plus, it may suit what you're actually looking out for. So why is it important today? It's because you want to ensure that you're completely covered overall. You're not missing out on certain benefits that you could have gotten taken care of at the time of a need. And it's always good to have a look at the complete package overall.
Right.
We always have these feelings like when you purchase something, for example, when you go ahead and you purchase an iPhone, you just don't purchase an iPhone. What do? You do something extra, right? You'll purchase a cover for it, you'll get a tempered glass for it. so on and so forth. So what are you doing indirectly? You're not realizing it, but you're buying something extra.
Right.
Apple's not the one giving you the case or the
वो तो चार्जर
tempered
भी नहीं दे
glass.
रहे थे यार एक टाइम के लिए
अभी भी नहीं दे रहे.
नहीं दे रहे खरीदना पड़ रहा है बाप रे
Price अब हो गया है, लेकिन चार्जर exclude कर दिया उन्होंने.
nice
So, we always want that little extra. So it's always good to have a look at what else can be there, what else is there that suits your needs best. And whenever we look at insurance, it's always best to take something that meets your requirements and you feel fully covered around it.
Absolutely.
Because in times of need or whenever we go ahead and make a claim for any uncertain event, we always feel that, I wish this was covered, or I wish this was, that extra that was there.
Right. And the thing is कि ये ज़्यादा amount नहीं होता. It is very less, 80 or 100 or 75. तो ये कहाँ से कहाँ तक रेंज हो सकता है अगर ये एक्स्ट्रा इंश्योरेंस एम्बेडेड इंश्योरेंस?
इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द लेवल ऑफ कवर. आपका जो लेवल ऑफ कवर होता है उस पर टोटली डिपेंडेंट होते हैं. अगर आप फॉर एग्जांपल just to give you a key idea, like let's think of it this way: if you want to buy a one-time service package from a vehicle, manufacturer's workshop, for example, 400 dirham dete ho, you'll give 400 dirhams there.
Right.
But if they offer you a service package saying, you know what, get 4 services done for just 1200.
Correct. So you save
something
that
like
400,
that. So you save that 400, and many people will want to buy that because you're looking at the value of things per service. It's not 400, it's 300 now.
Correct.
So in a way that with embedded insurance, these are plans or these are packages that can vary accordingly. So it depends upon the level of cover you're looking for and what it specifically covers.
Right.
So again, it can, really, there's a wide range around it.
Right.
But of course, the way we have to look at it is it'll always be in relation to your main policy that you're purchasing.
Yeah, is it different from any of the schemes that are already available onto your
Yes.
website? And what's the difference?
The difference would be that these products would be always embedded or like an add-on to your actual policies that are there.
Okay.
So if you're buying a motor policy, you'll typically see everything around motor that can be added as an option or an add-on to the product. If you look at it as a health insurance, so something to do with health add-ons, that can be specifically what's available to you for your health insurance products.
Absolutely.
So on and so forth. So we keep it very specific because if you're looking at the overall general topic, like
Right.
if you're looking at just health, then you will of course be thinking about everything in general related to health.
Right.
So that's how we go ahead and generalize it.
So, and also when you talk about claim, right? I mean, this is something I'm sure that will be on most of our listeners' mind. When you're talking about claim, what is the turnaround like? Is, for example, maybe during a travel, there has been a mishap or, they're stationed elsewhere and they want to get in touch with InsuranceMarket.ae. What's the claim like? How fast is the turnaround?
The turnaround time for such claims, well, in general, if a client is traveling and they have a claim, taking the example of travel insurance, then we are available on email and WhatsApp. So we immediately guide the client on what's required to initiate the claim. Of course, every insurer has certain requirements, so we definitely will assist, our clients with letting them know what are the requirements that are there. The moment we receive them, we send it to the insurer and we start the process of the claim. So accordingly, I would say it depends. If it's like a single article limit, for example, that can take up to 5 to 7 days, provided we have all the documents for the claim.
Right.
And certain cases where it can get complex. And for example, in motor insurance, if it's a flood claim, then that can take longer because there's a lot of background assessment that happens.
So future क्या लग रहा है for embedded insurance? It's been for long. I'm sure it's going to be there for long because of the extra benefits जो आपको मिलते हैं. But according to you, Rahul?
I think it's going to be an exciting time because there's so much more that's going to be added on. And jo value already hai, whatever value is already existing with our insurance plans and everything that our companies offer and our partners offer, this will just take it a notch above. So it's to give you even more value and even more returns in an event of a claim, for sure.
And as a chief product officer, I'm sure there are many more products that might be coming into the market as well, which we should be aware of.
I mean, we are going to look at what I can say for now is we are looking at going ahead and ensuring that the products offered always can fulfill what you were looking for in terms of extras.
Nice.
So something related to that, and of course adding more value at the end of the day.
Absolutely. We all know about the benefits of embedded insurance and insurances on general. But what I want you to address right now are the things that people need to be wary of when they claim for insurance. For example, it could be their mistake, but they're claiming it under insurance, so they need to be mindful of that as well. So a couple of things, if you can just list out for our listeners as to how can they be more, when they're coming for a claim, it needs to be a legit claim. It shouldn't be something that they've done. Unfortunately, I mean, unintentionally you tend to do things, but just in case.
Yeah, I mean, there's always one thing that you must be aware of when you look at policies in general. They'll always have a term called excess or deductibles. So anytime if anything is broken unintentionally, then there is a part of it that you will have to bear. It's never the 100% per se, but depending on the policy again. So for example, if I purchased a gadget insurance, or let's say Apple Care, which is a type of an insurance, right, that we all purchase. So if you drop your phone and you crack your screen, they'll be like, don't pay me 800 dirhams to, as an example, 800 to fix your screen, pay me 200 dirhams and I'll get your screen fixed. So there's always going to be a payment or an excess or an deductible that will be there in policy. So even if it happens by us unintentionally and we've broken it, for example, it's best to be legit, honest about it and tell us that, yeah, this has happened in error and this is where, I dropped it, or in this example, I dropped the phone and the screen got cracked, so I wanted to get this fixed. That's about it.
Right.
So the deductibles or the excess or the conditions can tell us what the client will have to bear as a co-payment, and the rest will be taken care of by the insurer.
So there's always a co-payment.
Yes.
Because recently a family member bought a phone and she bought an Apple, and she says it's okay if it breaks, they're going to replace the whole phone. And I said, I'm sure it doesn't work that way.
No, it doesn't work that way. So what they'll do is, if she's purchased the Apple Care, then there will be co-payments mentioned in that, in that entire policy product.
Fine prints.
Instead of going ahead and spending 800 dirhams to replace your back glass or 900 dirhams to replace the front glass, you will pay a certain smaller amount, basically.
Right.
Correct.
Because you've already paid upfront a certain amount to get that Apple Care product. So yeah.
Superb, yeah. Rahul, I'm sure that, we can continue this conversation for a long time, but we're also headed to one historic mission right now, the launch of the longest Arab space mission in history, and we're all going to be a part of this as well. Quickly, if people want to know anything more, how can they be in touch with you, Rahul?
Oh, well, they can always reach out to us through our website and to my advisors as well, our insurance advisors and the team. And if they want to reach out to me, of course, they can write an email to me, rahul.matiwadekar at InsuranceMarket.ae.
अच्छा, yes. Dot के बाद जो नाम but InsuranceMarket.ae. Yeah, that's the website.
That's the website.
Thank you so very much for gracing our studios and taking us through this subject called embedded insurance, talking us with all the details, taking us through the details as well. Really, pleasure having you.
It's my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me on board.
Likewise.
Thank you. Have a great day.